Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving right into how you can take your Bitcoin and turn it into real-world purchasing power using CardUpNow. If you've been looking for a secure, straightforward way to bridge the gap between your crypto wallet and everyday online spending, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down exactly how you can use the world's most trusted digital asset to load up your account and start spending absolutely anywhere Visa or Mastercard is accepted online.
So, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with Bitcoin basics and benefits, walk through a step-by-step funding guide, cover the nitty-gritty of networks, addresses, and times, look at some common mistakes to avoid, and finally, wrap up with how to actually use your shiny new virtual card. Let's get into it.
All right, Part 1. Bitcoin basics and benefits. To really grasp why Bitcoin is such a powerhouse for funding, we got to look at one very specific number, 21 million. Unlike traditional fiat currencies that can just be printed endlessly, Bitcoin has a hard cap baked right into its code. There will only ever be exactly 21 million coins, period. That absolute scarcity makes it an incredibly reliable asset, not just to hold onto, but to actually spend.
Created way back in 2009, this decentralized network has been running flawlessly for over 15 years now. Think about that for a second. It means true freedom from bank control. There's no single government or massive corporation that could just step in, freeze the network, or tell you how to use your own money. The whole thing is verified by a massive global network of miners. Because of that unbroken track record, Bitcoin has evolved from this experimental internet curiosity into an incredibly trusted global store of value. It's basically the ultimate tool for financial autonomy.
So why use it on CardUpNow? Well, they accept Bitcoin because it hands you absolute control over your funds, settling globally with just unmatched security. Plus, it's the most widely held crypto out there, meaning you probably don't need to go hunting for some obscure new token just to load up your card. You keep total financial autonomy right up until the literal second you hit send without ever having to ask a bank for permission. Oh, and the best part? It doesn't matter where in the world you are. A Bitcoin transaction settles with the exact same security locally as it does internationally, completely bypassing those massive currency conversion headaches.
Moving right along to Part 2, our step-by-step funding guide.
Funding your account is actually super straightforward. Here's the chronological breakdown. First, log into CardUpNow and head straight to the deposit section. Step 2, select Bitcoin. Once you do that, the system whips up a fresh, unique wallet address just for that specific session. Step 3 and 4, copy that exact address, head over to your own personal wallet or exchange, and send the exact requested amount. Step 5, you just hang tight and wait for the network confirmations. And finally, Step 6, your balance updates automatically, and boom, your virtual card is immediately ready for online shopping. It's really that simple.
Okay, Part 3. Networks, addresses, and times.
Now pay close attention here, because this is an absolutely critical rule. You must, and I mean must, only send native BTC on the standard Bitcoin mainnet. Do not send wrapped Bitcoin, also known as WBTC, or any other tokenized version of Bitcoin that lives on a different blockchain like Ethereum or Polygon. Those are entirely different assets. If you accidentally send anything other than native BTC on the actual Bitcoin network, the system simply won't process it, so always double-check that network.
When you generate your deposit address, you might notice it looks a bit different from time to time. That's totally normal. CardUpNow generates a highly secure, unique session address for you. That might start with a 1, which is a legacy address, a 3, which is SegWit, or BC1, which is native SegWit. All three of these are completely valid Bitcoin addresses on CardUpNow. Just make sure your specific personal wallet or exchange actually supports sending to whichever format you happen to get.
Let's talk about timing, because it's good to set realistic expectations. Bitcoin is incredibly secure, but, it's not the fastest network out there. Each block confirmation takes roughly 10 minutes on average. And since CardUpNow requires a certain number of network confirmations before crediting your deposit, you're usually looking at a total processing time of anywhere from 20 minutes to over an hour. It really just depends on how congested the network is that day and the miner fee attached to your transaction.
But hey, what if you're in a rush? If speed is a top priority and you just can't wait around for those on-chain confirmations, CardUpNow has a pretty sweet alternative, the Lightning Network. While standard direct on-chain transactions move a bit slower and carry standard miner fees, the Lightning Network is this amazing layer built directly on top of Bitcoin. It settles payments near instantly with practically zero fees at all. So if you've got a subscription renewing in 5 minutes, Lightning is absolutely the ultra-fast option you'll want to explore. which brings us to part 4, common mistakes to avoid.
Here's the deal, and it's a big one. Blockchain transactions cannot be reversed, ever. Once a transaction is confirmed on the blockchain, it is etched in stone. There's no magical customer support team or central bank anywhere in the world that can swoop in and recover funds if you send them to the wrong address. You absolutely must verify that full, long wallet address before hitting confirm in your wallet. I literally mean check it twice. Even one single wrong character means your money is heading to a completely different destination forever.
Now, what if your transaction seems to be taking forever? It's super common for beginners to get a bit nervous if a transaction feels stuck. You send the funds, stare at the block explorer, and nothing happens. First off, take a breath. Don't panic. This usually just means the network is temporarily congested, or maybe the miner fee you paid was just a bit too low for the current demand. Pro tip right here, always save your transaction ID or TX ID from your wallet. It's basically your receipt. If things take unusually long, that TX ID is exactly what you'll need if you end up having to reach out to support.
And if your fee was too low and you're stuck waiting, you're actually not helpless. A lot of modern crypto wallets have a really handy feature called Replace by Fee, or RBF. This lets you literally bump up the miner fee on that unconfirmed transaction, kind of like adding a bigger tip to incentivize the miners to pick it up faster. If your wallet doesn't have RBF, or you just don't want to mess with it, no worries. Just wait. Your funds are totally safe. Eventually, the network will either process it when things quiet down, or it'll just drop the transaction entirely and return the funds right back to your wallet.
Finally, part 5, using your virtual card.
Okay, the hard part is over. Once those required network confirmations tick over, the system just handles the rest. Assuming everything is standard, you don't need to contact support, and you definitely don't need to sit there mashing the refresh button on your browser. The CardUpNow system is entirely automated. It credits your account the exact moment the blockchain gives the green light. Boom! Your funds are ready to be allocated immediately.
And this is where the real magic happens. Your crypto, which, let's be honest, usually just sits there or gets sent to other wallets, is instantly transformed into a powerful, high-limit card you can use literally anywhere Visa or Mastercard works online. Need to pay for global SaaS tools? Done. Funding ad campaigns? Easy. Online shopping, digital services, or just wanting to keep your online privacy intact by not using your traditional bank cards? You are completely good to go. It completely eliminates those frustrating payment failures by giving you a rock-solid, reloadable payment method.
So there you have it. You now possess the exact blueprint to bypass traditional banking hurdles using the world's most secure digital asset. We've covered the bulletproof 15-year security of the Bitcoin network, the precise steps to fund your account, the absolute must-knows about networks and fees, and exactly how to sidestep those permanent mistakes that catch so many beginners off guard. The only question left for you is this: what are you going to build, buy, or subscribe to today now that your financial borders have been completely erased?